Hello, how are you today? This is Bong Soo-jung, Korean labor attorney. Today I'd like to introduce weekly holiday allowance and related labor cases. So, weekly holiday allowance is a special allowance to all workers who work the 1 week fully. So, however, there are some part-time workers who work less than 15 hours per week. They are not eligible for this paid allowance. But some normal workers who work more than 15 hours per week, they are entitled to additional weekly holiday allowance. So when they serve the 1 week fully. So monthly salaried workers, their salary already include the weekly holiday allowances, so it doesn't matter with those monthly paid workers. But the daily workers or hourly paid workers, usually employer, they easily forget to pay some additional allowance. So this the calculation of the wage, they must consider additional paid allowance for 1 day for 1 week. So many companies sometimes forget to pay because their work is very 10 days or maybe within 1 week, within 1 month, then it become a violation of Korean labor law. So Article 55 is stipulated employer must pay at least one the paid holiday for 1 week work. So this is legally required. So I like to show two labor cases related to the weekly holiday allowance. One case is an American military restaurant. There are many Korean workers provide their labor service, so their wage was decided by number of working hours. So when they work longer hours, they got paid more, but they work less hours, then they paid less. So some workers, they reviewed the details of wage, so they didn't find any weekly holiday allowance in the wage the details. So they collectively claimed they didn't receive a weekly holiday allowance, so company must pay additionally for weekly holiday allowance. So as a labor attorney, I represent the company, and I reviewed the case carefully, and I found it there are special the allowance named PK allowance. Nobody knows why it is included. So that when I reviewed the case, this PK allowance is paid just amount for weekly holiday allowance. So we explained that even though we do not know what is PK allowance, but certain amount of money was paid, the equivalent to the weekly holiday allowance. So labor inspector accept our logic, and the labor inspector dismissed the case. So this is the first case. Second one is one of the biggest language institute located in Gangnam. So they hired all English teachers as a freelance or service contract. So they made a service contract. Also, they paid hourly wage for their work service. But I represented all those workers. So we confirmed that they are not freelance. They are really workers who can be protected by Labor Standards Act. So in our claim, we claimed for unpaid severance pay, unpaid weekly holidays, also unpaid annual paid leave. So finally, we won the case. Like those freelancers are real workers, so company must pay the unpaid allowances retroactively. So among other allowances like severance pay or like annual paid leave, so this weekly holiday allowance was biggest portion, because 1 day for 1 week, so in a year it is 52 days, so it is almost 2 months additional salary. So I think for employer who hired people who pay the wage based on a day and hour, then they must consider some weekly holiday allowance. Okay, this is all. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.